Yeah, buddy. So we're just gonna get a few people in here and then Otis the trucker. How's it going? Skeletor. What's going on, buddy? So we'll get a few people in here and we'll get this show on the road, or show started. What? Let's see, today's Monday. It's been a really, really bad weekend. Got that restriction off my license today. Good deal. Good job. Now you can pretty much do whatever you want to do. What's going on, Casey? William Jones. How you doing, buddy? Well, the only reason why the live feed's working is because I'm using the phone right now. We'll get into this GoPro issue. That's been a mess. But I'll get it figured out eventually. Right now I'm in Nebraska. Everything got jacked up. So let's actually talk about it, because this part is actually going to be really quick. I see everybody under YouTube making videos about Celadon. I particularly wasn't going to. So I decided my part is just going to be really quick. The level of respect, and this is why I'm doing the video, the level of respect that I've seen out here for these drivers is unreal. Hirschbach offered every one of their drivers a bus ticket home if they were stranded. Celadon, they even told their drivers that they'll give them enough fuel to get home to, take the stuff out of the truck, and if they bring the truck back, that they would even give them a bus ticket home. So you hear a lot of these other companies that are going out of business and that they literally just leave their drivers stranded. They shut the fuel cards off. Your fuel gets you wherever it gets you, and you're SOL from there. Celadon is actually doing this respectfully. They're actually doing okay with their drivers. Every company out here has reached out to those drivers and said, listen, if you still want to stay in the trucking industry, we got work for you. Companies are offering bus tickets home. So my personal opinion on it is, it's sad that this has to happen, especially at this time of the year. I mean, but they've got their reasons for doing it the way that they did it, and it is what it is. But at least they're taking care of their drivers. There's not, from my understanding, there's not drivers that are out stranded out on the road. I know personally, and I've actually talked to a couple of people here at Crete, where if I come across a Celadon driver that is stranded, I am picking him up. I am picking the driver up, I'm taking all of his shit, and I'm taking him where he needs to go. I don't care. I absolutely refuse to sit here and I mean, I've seen it before where you see drivers that get out of trucks, whether they're students or, somebody that just quit their job or whatever, and they're sitting in front of a truck stop and all their shit's in front of them, and they're like stranded in the middle of nowhere. They've got nothing. So I'm not gonna watch that. But like I said, I did talk to a couple of people, and it is what it is. So that is my thought on it. Gerald, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. truck drivers have to pay to use a company truck? Absolutely not. There's not a dime that comes out of my pocket using a company vehicle. Yeah, so that's my whole take on the whole Celadon issue. There is a level of respect, and it's been reached. The drivers are being taken care of, and that's all that really matters. So, it is quite a large company. I mean, from my understanding, I believe there's 2,700 trucks, or give or take a few. So that's a lot of drivers that are going to be looking for work. There. That's my take on that. Now, the GoPro. I don't even know where to freaking begin. So when I first got it, I tested out all the features on it. Tested out the photos, the videos, the lives. Everything worked great. I get it in a truck. Everything started to work fine. And then all of a sudden now, when I go live, it only lasts about 2 seconds. And I know a lot of you have seen it. That was me testing the GoPro out, trying to get this thing to work. Because I had that load. There's another story behind that. But that load that was going from Pennsylvania out to California, I was going to live feed the whole thing. Yep. That's when the GoPro said, no, you're not. Now, last night, I was talking to Trucker Will. If you guys don't know who he is, check him out. Good friend of mine. Talk to him all the time. But Trucker Will and I were talking, and he goes, reset your network settings. So I reset everything on the phone, deleted the GoPro app, reset the network settings, reinstalled the app, did all the updates, did the same thing on the iPad. Now, it worked. I did a live last night, but I did it unlisted, so it didn't bother anybody. But it worked one time. So I shut it down, and I wanted to test it again just to double check, and all of a sudden, it lasts 2 seconds. So I don't know if it's a network thing on the GoPro. Now, I can do like what I used to do. I can hit the record and record it, and then go back and pull the video and edit it and all that stuff. I can do that. The live part of the feature is not working. So that's why I haven't done any live videos of the driving. So alright, so now, Trucker Will just fucked up my live feed. He must have heard me talking about him. But anyways, yeah, so that's why I haven't done any live feeds for the GoPro drivers, because that part of it's not working. Now, here's some more shit storms. So, after the truck got repaired, if you remember that story, truck broke down, took them a little bit. I had to replace the computer in the truck. Finally get it fixed. They called me up and they said, we got 2 different options for you. We got a load going down to Virginia from Pennsylvania. It's only like 204 miles. Or you can wait till tomorrow morning, pick up this other load in Manchester, Pennsylvania, going to Tracy, California. So I'll take the California road. It's 2,900 miles. It'd be crazy if I didn't. So I get that load. I'm coming out the I-80. Get into Nebraska. And this is yesterday. 10 minutes before I shut down, I start getting messages on the computer asking me to T-call this load, which is swap the load. I told them that I wasn't able to swap this load because of the product that I had in the trailer. Somebody needed to be with the trailer at all times, and so I wasn't able to T-call it. That was that. All of a sudden, a message comes up on the screen that they took the one that they wanted me to run off. So, okay, no big deal. Shut everything down. I go to bed. 2 hours later, I get a phone call from dispatch, and he's telling me that he ended up getting permission for me to swap the load if I was willing to take it. So I'm like, he's pretty much begging me. I mean, I'm the only driver in the area. It's a high priority load, blah, 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 whatever. So I drop that trailer, grab an empty, shoot over to Tyson, get it cleaned out, drop the empty, pick up the preloaded trailer, and it all went to shit from there. Last night, now I started driving at about 1 in the morning, and this particular area along the 80 got nailed with 50, 60 mile an hour winds, blowing snow. The temperature dropped like a rock. The wind chills were like negative teens, and then everything turned to ice. So I ended up getting the load up here, but it was a couple hours late, which wasn't a big deal. But this is where shit pissed me off. Now, let me bring you back to the point where getting this load up here was a big deal, and it's a high priority. Remember that part. So I pull into Tyson, security comes out, he checks everything out, everything's fine, reefer's full, temperature's good, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, guy looks at me, he goes, all right, go drop your trailer over in row number 3, and unfortunately, we don't have any empties. I said, wait a minute, this is a high priority load, this is supposed to be a live unload. He goes, yeah, yeah, no. He goes, it's a drop load. So that whole high priority crap was exactly that, it was crap. So now, seeing that they didn't have any empties, these roads are slick, very slick. The winds have finally calmed down, but now I'm bobtailing. Now my next load is down in Lincoln, which is south of here, and I'm being told it's at our facility. It's a preloaded trailer. It's going out to Pennsylvania, and I've got until like the 12th to get it there. Whatever. But now I'm driving at night because that's what the shift requires me to do. And yeah, that's not going to be. I got to do like 150 miles from here to Lincoln, and I got to bobtail it on the snow. It's not going to be pretty. Alright, let's hit some of these comments up. Any idea why they went bankrupt? I think I saw something along the lines of freight. They just couldn't do the freight. There's so many companies out here that are bidding for these freights. And I mean, you get these real big companies, it's almost like the more trucks you have, the less you can work for as far as the company's concerned. So they'll go in and they'll bid, say, $2,000 on a load, but some of these other companies, that only have 2,000 or 3,000 trucks, they may need to have at least 3,500 to do that load, where a bigger mega carrier can do it for much cheaper. So it's just hard to get the loads. Let's see. Good afternoon, Ralph. Oh, I went way back. Let's see. Nathan, I used to work for Celadon. Steve Russell made it clear that no driver is left behind. That guy was the heart of the soul of the company before he passed away. Yeah, I mean, I've never heard anything bad about Celadon as far as anybody working for him or anything like that. And I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not here to badmouth him. It is what it is. Actually, probably work better if I had the microphone on. Alright, let's see. Okay, I hope you have a safe journey. Thank you, appreciate that. Russian trucking. Albert, it's been reported that the executives were scumbags misdealing the company's finances. Albert? That's not my name, but it's funny that you called me Albert. I had a great aunt that used to call me Albert. Spinning circle of death. Yeah, I know, that was Trucker Will's fault. What do y'all use your CB radio for? Decoration. No. Wow, nice truck. Pretty much, nowadays, it's just for, like, if you come up on a traffic jam or whatever, you find out what's going on, how long you're going to be sitting, and if there's an alternate route. Other than that, it's nothing but a bitch fest. I usually don't even have it on. Yeah, see, I'll use mine for bad weather or traffic jam. Any other times there's just mindless chit-chat crap going on. It's pretty annoying. Yep, bitch fest. Trucker Will. See, I sent him a text and I told him he fucked up my live stream, so now he's on. Everybody say hi to Trucker Will. Our local driver's home every night. Either every night or every other night. Bobtailing in those conditions, yikes. Yeah, it's, I was just telling April earlier, I'm like, I think this is the first time that I've ever bobtailed on snow. And, I mean, I just went from the receiver over here to the pilot. It was only 2-3 miles. Not good. Not good at all. So I'm hoping that these roads are going to be a little bit better than what they were earlier. They've had all day because the snow stopped. Let's see. They went bankrupt because the executives cooked the books and Beckman were handed down last week. It could be possible. I didn't hear anything on that, but again, I mean, I understand. I don't really pay too much attention to this stuff. I really don't. I mean, I'm so freaking busy trying to do my job and get enough sleep and, you know, YouTube videos, and I try not to pay attention to outside shit. Let's see. Celadon's right up the street from my house. No shit. Probably see a lot of their trucks rolling in there. Hell, I was responding to Albert. Oh. Well, I saw Albert and it was like... So every now and then somebody will call me Albert, but like I said, I haven't heard that name in... Christ, it's got to be 15 years, 18 years. And I said, I had a great aunt, she used to call us Albert, because, I don't know, apparently she didn't know her fucking name. They've been on downhill since investors discovered TJ was taken by the company a year ago. You know, I actually applied at Celadon. Right around the same time that I went to Trans Am, I applied at Celadon. And I almost went there. I really did. Because they offered a lot of good stuff. And in fact, when I decided to go elsewhere, they like blew up my phone. Phone calls, text messages, emails. It was like, holy shit. Let's see. What's up, Trucker Al, Trucker Will? What's going on, Juan? My daughter works at Freight Waves, and she reported on it. Any thoughts on night? I don't know anything about him. Trucker Will might. Trucker Will is the go-to guy. like I said before, if you guys haven't heard this before, Trucker Will is the reason why I'm where I'm at now. He knows a lot about a lot of companies out there, and he does a lot of research with these other companies just to get it out to you guys. And even us, you know, as friends, there's a big group of us, you know, and every now and then one of us ends up into a pile of shit, and we'll make sure that we come out smelling like a rose. Let's see. All companies blow up your phone. Yeah, they do. Do I like laundry detergent? I use laundry detergent. Speaking of trucking companies, I got to call Prime Recruiter back. Yeah, sometimes you guys got to stay on these recruiters. I mean, understand, especially now. I mean, you know, you get a big company like this that goes out of business. Now all these drivers are looking for work. Guess what they're doing? They're calling these recruiters. These recruiters are going to be busier than hell. So, I mean, if you're not getting a phone call back in a timely fashion, call them. I mean, show initiative. Blow up their phone. Charles Wright. How about CR England? There's always somebody that asks about CR England. Every damn video. Alright, so Charles. I'm going to say like I said in my last video. I won't recommend CR England. Only because of the way that they do things. So, as far as like their training, I mean, some of these students are only getting 80 hours of training and they're getting booted off a truck. So, if you are the type of person, because I, of all people, understand that everybody comes from different walks of life. But if you are the type of person that wants to get into a company, do as little training as possible, and get into your own truck because you're that positive that you know what you're doing, then go to CR England, because you'll be in a truck within a month on your own, or with a teammate, but at least out of training. Now, I call them people death traps. You have no training, you have no experience, and now you're out on your own with another person who has the same level of experience as you in a truck running freight. If you are somebody that wants proper training, you know, you want to do things right and do it safe, then go to Prime. Trucker Will's in here. I always recommend everybody go check out Trucker Will. He works for Prime. He's been there quite a while. So anybody that's new that wants to come into the industry, I am not pushing CR England. I am pushing Prime. Go to Prime, get trained properly, get your experience, do what you need to do. Let's see. Me and Trucker Al can relate. Is U.S. Foods a good company? I've never heard anything bad about U.S. Foods. CRST. Angel, I wouldn't personally go there. I've heard some horror stories about CRST. If you're looking to be a company driver, alright, so here, we'll break this down real easy. I'll kick a light on here. So, if you are a new driver coming into the industry, you have no experience, get your CDL permit at home, and then call Prime. Prime will put you through their school. They'll get you your CDL license. You can be a company driver, you can be a trainer, and you can even do lease op over at Prime. That's for the new drivers. If you already have your CDL license and you're looking to find a good company to go and work for, and you've got at least 4 months experience, Go check out my recruitment video. Come over here to Crete. Crete Schaefer Hunt. Crete has, the company's Crete, there's 3 different divisions. There's Crete Schaefer Hunt. Crete does drive-in, Schaefer does reefer, and Hunt does flatbed. We are one of the highest, not the highest, but one of the highest paying company drivers in the industry. Now, again, you need at least 4 months experience. So that about covers that. You'll never be home. With CRST, I've heard that as well. You'll never be home. The trainers sleep while you drive. That's not good training. Well, it depends on how you look at that. I mean, I'll agree to that to a point. The way I used to do it is, especially if I had 2 students, I picked the best one, the one I'm more comfortable with. You guys got to understand, there's times where we're, say for example, the I-80. I've been on the I-80 since fucking Ohio. So if we're going to be on a long stretch of road, you know, I can look at the GPS. GPS says stay on the I-80. The next turn isn't for 300 miles. Well, I know it's going to take at least 5 hours to get there. So yeah, I can catch 4 hours of sleep because all you got to do is drive straight. Not hard. But anytime the student was to get off, whether he needed to use the restroom or whatever the case was, anytime he was doing anything other than driving straight down the interstate, I was to be woken up. And I made that really clear. I have been driving for England since 1995. Good for you, Charles. That's awesome. And see, the thing is, I did very well at Sierra England. I mean, that's why I stuck it out as long as I did. I mean, I was there a year and a half, a little over a year and a half. I did very well at England. Now, I know they have made some serious changes, and my particular DM is no longer a DM. They ended up promoting him. But some people, yeah, you can do very well at England. I don't agree with how they train their students, though, as far as now they kick them off in 80 hours. That's just asinine. I did that with Swift. Now I drive local for them out of New Jersey. That's like Casey. Casey was OTR for a while, and he runs Swift out of Syracuse, New York. I tried Prime, but they do not hire out of Florida. No shit. Angel, you got any experience? Russian trucking with Crete. Any at fault accidents must be at least 1 year old as well. Yep. See, I don't think about stuff like that. I mean, knock on fucking wood. I've never been in an accident, so I don't really think about stuff like that. Yeah, Casey runs the Walmart loads for Swift. After England, Hamby stuck. Yeah. I mean, not everything's perfect, daughter, that's for sure. No, wanting to learn, I have my permit and hazmat tanker endorsement, but I still need to learn how to drive. Hey, Trucker Will, if you're out here, what do you suggest out of Florida for somebody that's got that permit, hazmat tanker, 4 days out, 2 days at home? Trucker Al needs to clean his truck. That was another thing that pissed me off. I did that Tyson load last night. My truck was clean. Learning a standard. Um, yeah. Yes, see, to me, I'll go either way with that. I mean, if you learn how to drive a standard, then you can pretty much go anywhere as you want. The downside to that is now you're clutching and shifting and everything else. You know, I did that for a while. You know, when I had my Class B, it was a standard, and you know, I used to drive my 10-wheel dump. That was a 13 speed. And you know, when I came out here, you know, obviously going to CR England, I ended up with the automatic restriction on my Class A, and I was okay with that because personally, I'm tired of shifting. I mean, my knees can't handle that shit anymore, and this shit gets old, especially if you end up in the hills. No, I'll stick to the automatic. I'm good. Why choose Crete over a mom and pop company? Well, depends on what you're getting paid. I mean, if mom and pop is going to offer you more money to do the same thing, and they can at least get you the miles. See, that's the big thing, is the mileage. I mean, a lot of these mom and pop companies, for example, look at Nip. Nip works for a smaller company, Nip 34. If you guys don't know him, check him out. He works for a much smaller company called Tradition. They don't, I think, 700 trucks or something like that, or even less. Might even be a lot less than that. But it's a smaller company. But he doesn't go anywhere. It's like Illinois to Pennsylvania and back. And maybe once in a blue moon he'll hit one oddball spot. But then he's right back to, you know, smaller. You go out to these bigger companies like Crete. I mean, my last load, that was going from Manchester, Pennsylvania to Tracy, California. It was a 2,900 mile run. You know, you'll get the long hauls. If you want to see the country, you know, you're going to have to go with a little bit bigger company. A lot of the mom and pop places, they don't go out that far, or maybe they'll stay like east of the Mississippi or something like that. But you're only going to average probably maybe 2,200 miles a week on a good week. Where me, I mean, I could do over 3,000 easily. So I guess you really got to do the math, you know, what you're getting paid and about the average mileage you're going to get. I mean, and now understand, you may call a mom and pop place and say they offer you 60 cents a mile, but you're only doing 2,000 miles a week. That's what, 1,200 bucks a week? It's not bad, but you're doing a lot of sitting around. Where you come over here to Crete and you do, say you go on the Crete side of it where they start out at 50 cents a mile, but you do 3,000 miles a week, that 1,200 just turned into 1,500. So you may get paid a little bit less per mile, but the mileage, what you're going to average, that's a big factor. Learn to float gears. Yeah, I did that. I used to float them. You got to clutch out of first gear still, but when you're on the hills, what are you going to do? Al, do you have tri-packs at Crete Schaefer? No. I heard Tradition is one of the best companies. Nip is very happy over there. There are some things that him and I discussed that I kind of question, but he's happy. You know, the thing you got to remember, you know, like I said earlier, is everybody comes from different walks of life. I mean, what makes me happy may not make you happy. You know, I'm not that picky of a person. I mean, I am, but I'm not. To me, it's like, I want what my paychecks look, I'll bust my ass for my paycheck. I mean, if my paycheck's going to reflect the work that I'm doing, I'm happy. The hell with ELD. Yeah. I'm with that. I used to work for Mom and Pop Company. I used to run Michigan to Texas, Virginia. 1,100 miles round trip. Yeah, how'd that work out, Casey? Trucker will go to Prime, he will succeed. Yeah, he is. Been there 5 years, that's great. Yeah. Guys, there's a million companies out there. Biggest thing is just call. You know, like what I did is I got a bunch of paper, made, you know, outlines. Prime, this is what they offer. CR England, this is what they offer. Swift, this is what they offer. Crete, this is what they offer. And then just do your research. You know, write everything down. Write down what they're paying, what their mileage is, the recruiter that you spoke with. You know, check out YouTube. You can go on YouTube, type in any company. I mean, if you type in Crete, you'll probably see this pretty face. You type in Prime, you're going to see Trucker Will. Billy's over at CFI. I don't know for how much longer, but he's there. But yeah, I mean, the other thing is you guys need to understand that, and Trucker will agree, and any other truck driver out here, it's a different lifestyle. You know, you're not home, you're away from your family. You know, when you're done working, technically you're still at work. I mean, you really gotta, you know, train your mind to accept the fact that this is now your home. Let's see what they sent me. You are getting no hours back. Well, no shit, Sherlock. So that's one thing that Crete does. Every night around this time, 5:30 Central Time, they'll send you a message on your terminal, and it tells you how many hours you're getting back tonight and tomorrow night. So tomorrow I'll get a message what I'm getting back tomorrow night and Wednesday night. So it kind of gives you an idea of where you can plan ahead instead of having to go look back in your logs and all that crap. Now this thing is screaming that I still have a message, but I'm not showing them. Oh, here they are. Oh yeah. Yeah, I still got to write up my next load. Stay away from CRST. Stay away! Make damn will good money, but company went out of business. Casey, are you driving and texting? Slow down, use your words. Yes, folks, it's been crazy. So, these here, you guys want to see how freaking busy I've been? So this one goes back to, this is the last, not even a month. Are you shitting me? Yes. This is November till now. All of these load package. Every one of these. I mean, it's just freaking crazy. The paperwork that we got to do. See, it's not just all truck driving. There's so much freaking paperwork. It's crazy. I need to find a home for these. Oh. But see what I end up doing with those. I'm actually surprised April hasn't chimed in. But typically what I was supposed to be doing with these is when I get paid, I can go online, I bring it up on the iPad, and it shows me what I did for the week, and then I take those and match it to make sure that I'm getting paid. Now, April and I did that, and I mean, we went through everything, and I mean, Crete was spot on. I mean, they didn't miss a beat. But there she is. I knew it. Stalker. I knew she was here.
I'm not a stalker.
No, I'm just gonna hide back in the woods. And Casey just woke up. Must be nice to sleep. What's that? Missed your face. Oh, hello, Al. Greetings from Finland. Wow. Welcome to the United States. Yeah, you're not missing much. Man, that green truck, I can almost do like a green screen with his ass. I just happened to notice he was there. Alright, so I'm about to do something that I typically don't do on camera. No, I'm not stripping. Get any ideas? It's not that kind of video. Yes, Trucker Al is a smoker. Especially this time of year. Stressful. Cheese. Oh, Lord. So, this Arctic blast that just dropped down into this country, this shit ain't no joke. Light them if you got them. Yep, Smoker's Lounge. But, yeah, that temperature dropped like a friggin' rock. When I shut down yesterday, it was still 50 degrees. And within a matter of a few hours, the wind picked up, came through, and it was, my truck was reading 2 degrees, and according to the weather and everybody around, it was negative teens, like negative 15 degrees. Woo! Here I got out of the truck in a t-shirt, and I'm like, holy shit. Driving all the night, I am in New York City. Casey, you're in New York City? Oh, hell no. Negative. So I ain't gonna lie, I am a little nervous about tonight though. Trucker Will, Oakley. Hey Will, did you get out of Fargo? I gotta look at those pictures you posted earlier. I wanna get up there. I might look for a load up there in the spring or summer. I gotta get me up near Fargo, North Dakota, eh? Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna do. You guys are supposed to remind me, Al, you're supposed to write up this call. I will. Actually, let's see. It's rated our facility. Fuck it. I'll write it up later. I'm gonna bore you guys with that. So are there any Celadon drivers in here right now? Just curious. Or anybody that's worked for them recently? Thank you for the videos. I'm learning and getting my CDL next couple of months. Jerry, awesome. Thank you for watching. Good deal. I'm all about everybody getting their CDL. I mean, you'll never look for a job again. I mean, you'll have more companies coming in. I still, to this day, my phone, I'm sitting there looking for it. Hi. My phone still, every day, I'm getting emails from other companies. You'll never have to look for a job. Or if you do, you ain't got to look far. Come here. We talk about it all the time. I had 2 stops, Walmart and Sam's. Yeah. I got a Prime truck right next to me. It's getting ready to leave. What was I saying? I don't remember. What the hell was I saying? See, now I feel like Nip. Ooh, squirrel. Oh, people getting their CDLs. I mean, it's definitely a great thing to have, but the biggest thing that I would say to any new person coming into the industry is understand what you're getting into. It's not all about sitting here holding the wheel, driving down an interstate. It's not all, I mean, that's most of it, but I mean, there's a lot to learn. The shippers, the receivers, how they want things done, paperwork, computer work, stress. You got to know how to handle stress. I personally don't know how to handle it, and I mean, April, she'll agree to that one. But it gets very stressful out here. I mean, April, she's ridden with me. She was out for 3 weeks the last round. I mean, she got to see a good part of it. She'll be coming back out eventually, after Christmas, somewhere around there. It's horrible. That's why I got the GoPro, and that's why I was looking into, doing the live feeds, the all-day live feeds. This way, you guys would see exactly what we do. It's not just hit the interstate and enjoy the view. That's not that at all. And I mean, hell, the last couple of weeks, I've even said this to, Trucker Will and April, the last couple of weeks, I haven't even been able to enjoy myself out here. I haven't been able to enjoy the job like I used to because I'm just so stressed out. You got family life, you got your personal life, you got work, and then, you're dealing with the weather. This is a bad time of year. Holidays, the holidays are the worst for me. They suck. I hate holidays. I hate this time of year. But, it just, the last couple of weeks I haven't been able to enjoy it. I need to get my mind back in the game. Elbert, I've been training CDL drivers for 24 years. I always say don't mess up your license because the Class A, you'll always have a roof over your head. Might be a Freightliner roof, but it's a roof. Abso-friggin-lutely. This is my house right here. I'm in this thing 27 out of 30 days a month. And I mean, this is my home. This is my office. It's my bedroom. I mean, this is everything right here. 27 out of 30 days a month if you're an OTR driver. Jerry, do I have any tickets? No, hell no. Like Albert just said, you got to keep your license clean. I mean, especially in the beginning. Until you find your quote-unquote home, like I'm here at Crete, I'm not going anywhere. If I leave Crete, I'm going home. That's that. If I stay in the trucking industry, I'll be here for 30 years. I absolutely love it here. The people here are great. The way that they do things are great. I I just can't say enough about Crete, Schaefer, Hunt. But, you know, if you're just starting out, say, for example, you go over to CR England or whatever, you do your 1-year contract with them, and you end up with 2-3 tickets in that first year, when you want to leave Crete, nobody's going to take you on because you got those tickets. And it's not hard to stay safe. I mean, the trucks only do 65 miles an hour. Yeah, wear your seatbelt every time. I mean, I don't move this. I mean, the only time you'll see me with my seatbelt off is if I'm backing up into a parking spot. And it's only because I can't have that restriction on my body because I bob and weave. You know, I mean, that's why, knock on wood, I've never hit anything. Because, you know, you can't just sit here like a 2x4 and, you know, look like this. I don't understand how people do that. You know, they'll literally sit here just like this. And they look out their mirrors. And this is how they're backing up. Just like this. I don't know how you do it. I mean, I'm bobbing and weaving. I got my head out the freaking window. I mean, this is what it is. But yes, keep your licenses like gold. My license is more important than my social security card. I'm 50 years old, looking to make more than $12 an hour. Wow. I can't even remember the last time I made 12. I wouldn't even get out of bed for $12 an hour. Figure I live in Maine, not many opportunities. Yeah, you're in like the worst place possible. I thought I was bad in New York. There's trucking companies that will hire you, and here's the deal. Now, I know Crete will hire you out of Maine, only because we actually have freight that goes up there. Prime also has freight that goes up there. So you're going to have to try and find a company that has freight that goes up there, because that's how they get you home. They find you a load that goes up towards Maine, and then you go home, and then they get you a load out of Maine. OTR, my plan. It's the way to do it. I mean, some people, they want to be home every night. You know, that's why they take the local runs. Some people are okay with being out for the week, and they go home on the weekends. I've had a couple of opportunities thrown my way for that, and to me, it's more like I can't go out. If I'm gonna go out of the trucking industry, I'm not gonna leave like OTR and go regional or go local. I'm not doing that. I'll stay right where the hell I'm at. I like I said, I mean, 98% of me is very, very happy. There's a very small percentage that is downright miserable and exhausted and tired, but for the most part, I absolutely love it out here. And like I said, you know, you gotta understand the lifestyle. You know, that's the biggest thing. Getting your license, passing your road test, you know, learning the paperwork, learning the computer work, learning how to operate the truck, learning how to back up. It's like riding a bike. You learn how to ride the bike, you learn how to do the job. And it's just like any other job. If you went and flipped burgers at Burger King, I've never been at a fast food joint before, but I'm sure that if I went and applied at Burger King and got hired, I would learn how to do it. I've never operated a fryer before or any of that shit. I've never done that. But I can learn. And the trucking industry is no different. You just need to learn how to do it. But there's one big piece of the pie that everybody misses, and it's the lifestyle. You know, your body and your mental state, you're so used to being home every single day. You're used to seeing your wife, your girlfriend, your kids, your husband, your wife, your family, your mother's, father's, brothers, sisters, best friends. You're used to going out on Friday night after work every single Friday night. That shit all comes to a halt. I mean, like I said, I'm out here 27 out of 30 days a month. You know, and then you got to get used to, you know, people do things differently, and you'll come up with your own way of doing things as far as living. You know, I've done both, and I'm okay with doing both. But for example, you know, how you survive out here. I don't have any food in the truck. Other people are stocked to the hill with food in their truck. You know, some people, they go to a Walmart, buy a shit ton of food, they throw it in the truck. You know, my buddy Jeremy, he's got cookers and fryers, and he's got all kinds of shit in his truck. You know, he plugs them in, makes up his breakfast, and cooks eggs and toast and bacon and all this shit. Me, I eat whatever I find, you know, and I know it's not healthy, though let's not get on that kick. But you got the Burger King and the Subway and the Wendy's and the McDonald's and, you know, Hardee's and Carl Jr.'s and Denny's, and you got them all out here. I'm okay with that stuff. I mean, I'm not 600 pounds, as you can see. I mean, I've been out here over 2 years. So, I mean, I haven't gained any weight. I can't fucking believe that. But, you know, and so far, my health is pretty decent. Brandon, hello, driver. What's going on, buddy? DW, why do flatbed drivers not know how to back the truck? Geesh. It's not just flatbed drivers, buddy. 90% of the drivers out here don't know how to back up. Jerry, I'm a bit of a loner anyways. Seems I can make it work. It's the way to do it, man. That's how, same here with me. My circle is very small. You know, I ain't got much of a family left. My oldest daughter, she does her own thing. My other two kids, that's a whole nother story, but and, you know, here's the other thing. I have found a group of friends, you know, like Trucker Will, Nip 34, there's a whole bunch of us out here. And I am actually closer to these people than I am with my own family. You know, when I was going through that downfall at Trans Am, all of my friends out here, this group that I'm in, they were all talking about getting this pool of money together to help me and get me back out on the road and, you know, do whatever they can to help me. Trucker Will was calling me every day, Al, check this one out, check this company out. And I mean, they were on top of it. They were making sure that I was good, not only mentally but financially and all this other stuff. Not one person in my family called me and said, hey, how you doing? Or, hey, what's the news? What's going on? What are your plans? Not one. Not a single person. But my group of friends out here, they were all over me like flies on shit. So, you know, you may come out here and, you know, quote unquote, a loner, but you're going to meet a group, you'll meet people, and you'll develop a lot of friends out here. Now, this part blows my mind because we're all over-the-road drivers. So at any given point, we could be at anywhere in this country, from Maine to Southern California to Washington down to Miami, Florida, and anywhere in between. Trucker Will I've met up with. Nip I've actually met up with a couple of times. I ran into Casey out here on the road. My buddy Jeremy, I ran into him. He was actually a student of mine at CR England. I've ran into him a couple of times out here. What are the chances you have a small group of people and you end up in the exact same truck stop? Very slim to none. And we've actually made it happen quite a few times. So they're very good people. I mean, I love my people to death. I mean, I'd do anything for them. You know, you develop a lot of friends, and they're nice to have. I mean, we have the app called Life 360, so now we can see where everybody's at. And, you know, every now and like Nip called me up one night. He goes, hey, you're going to stop and see me? I'm like, I don't know, where the fuck you at? Because I wasn't paying attention to the app. he just happened to get on and look, and I was only a half an hour away from him, and I was going to end up driving right by him. So I had to take a 30-minute break anyway, so I whipped in there, and him and his son were at a Love's. So I took him and his son out to lunch. And but I mean, it's stuff like that. It's cool as shit. My wife uses a track. Yeah. Stalker app is what I call it. They can see where you're at, how fast you're driving. It's a pretty cool app, but depends on what it's being used for. You was 10 miles ahead of me, yeah? Casey, that was a random phone call too. Casey called me up one day, he goes, hey, where you at? And it just so happened that we were on the same interstate, and I was 10 miles ahead of him. So I pulled into a truck stop, and he pulled in behind me, but it's just crazy. To me, that just blows my mind. I mean, it might be normal to some people, but every time that happens, it just blows my mind. And then the other thing is this YouTube channel is getting bigger and bigger every single day. I don't know if you guys have checked out the subscriber count, but we're up over 1,500. Awesome, guys. Love it. But I mean, even like if I walk into a truck stop and says, aren't you Trucker Al? And all I say is, yeah, buddy. I mean, I got subscribers that are recognizing me. I mean, obviously I can't see you guys, but you guys are recognizing me at truck stops and calling me out. I freaking love it. It's almost like starstruck. I mean, anybody, you guys come out here on the road, you guys see me out here, I don't care. I mean, even if you see my truck, I mean, you guys know I work for Crete, truck number's 42677. You guys see my truck, I don't care if I'm sleeping, knock on the door, say hi. I am all about it. I absolutely love it. You ever in Southwest Colorado? Ever? Yeah. We go all over the place. Yep. Sometimes you take, usually if you're going into Colorado, it's more like a drive-through. I think in the couple of years that I've been out here, I think I've maybe picked up 2 loads in Denver and then got out. But most of the time it's just a drive-through. Like if I'm going to Utah or California or coming back east. Guys, make sure you guys hit that like button and the share. I found that out too. I didn't realize that before, and I was never pushing it. I'm telling you guys, oh, hit the like button, hit the like button. The share button, that's the big one. That's the one that helps YouTube push out your video. But I mean, like I said in my last live, you guys ask a lot of amazing questions. And I actually talk about this with the crew. My subscribers, my viewers, you guys ask the most amazing questions. And I love it when people come back and look at the video and say, hey, your video helped me out. My last live feed, when I shut it down, there was 99 views on it in the hour and a half that I was on. And now it's up over 300. And I still have people getting a hold of me saying, hey, you know what, I just watched that live feed, there was a lot of great questions and your video helped me out tremendously. Thank you so much for what you do. Guys, that's huge to me. That hits me right here in the heart. I mean, just knowing that what I'm doing out here is helping you guys out, you guys out there that are trying to get into the industry or thinking about coming into the trucking industry, that my videos are helping you, that hits me right here in the heart. Hello, Al from Fellow Crete, truck 86619. Kirby, how you doing? Yeah, so, you know, like I said, you know, I was in the same boat a couple years ago. You know, watching YouTube videos, thinking about coming out here on the road and, you know, things like that. And there were a bunch of people that helped me out. And the fact that I can return the favor is just, it's awesome. Is Freightliner working? Mine is, now. Great, almost caught you in Mechanicsburg. Oh, no kidding. Yeah, I was there for a while. They ended up having to replace the computer in the truck. 2019 Freightliner, and the computer took a shit in it already. But, yeah, I was there 2.5 days, something like that. And then, yeah, once they got the computer fixed, I picked up that load out of Manchester, Pennsylvania that was supposed to go to California. Ended up T-calling that one. And, you know, that's something I actually told my asset manager today. I says, no more favors from Trucker Al. I'm not doing any more favors for anybody. Because every time I do favors, I get screwed over. That's my home terminal, but maybe moving to Florida. Yeah, it's my home terminal too. I wish I could move to Florida. So I'm watching this guy. He had all day to do a 45-45. Now he's doing a 90. I don't know why people make their job harder than what it needs to be. See, this is where learning how to back comes into play. Don't make it harder than what it needs to be. This is what I like seeing here. Let me see if I can flip this around. I want to show you guys something. So this is the prime truck that I was telling you guys about. This is what I like to see. Because I'll tell you what, even though it's mandatory, it's very, very few and far between. Come on, dude, what are you doing? Don't make a liar out of me, Prime. Have you met Ten Ring? He is another Schaefer driver. No, it's the first time I ever heard that name. Come on, Prime, don't make a liar out of me. What are you doing? Oh, here we go. He's waiting for that truck. See this right here? He's actually pre-tripping his truck. That is so few and far between, it's not even funny. And now don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. Me popping the hood like that, I don't do it every time. He's on the trucker channel on Cyrus from time to time. You know, I used to have the Cyrus radio, but I got rid of it. I wanted to do something like that. And I think that if it ever comes down to me not being able to drive truck anymore, I think that would be something that I would do. I would almost like start my own talk show where, you know, I'd set up like a studio and, you know, talk to all their truck drivers. You're a company, not owner? Yes, I am company, not owner. That shit ain't happening. He also helps with St. Christopher Fund. Nice. Yeah, I'm not about that owner-operator crap. That's not me. I tried leasing, it failed. I'm all set. I am perfectly happy right where I'm at. Like I said, Crete, Schaefer, they treat me like gold. I'm all set. Your opinion is it or can it be worth it? No, it can be worth it. I tried it. It failed for me. Um, my advice, as far as if you want to become an owner operator, you better have a shit ton of money saved already before you even become an owner operator. And see, here's why. First of all, remember, you're responsible for everything. Not only you got to buy the truck, but you got to get the LLC, your insurance, your registration, your permits, all the logistics just to get you up and running. It's all on you. So now you got fuel. Fuel is going to cost you anywhere from $1,200 to $1,800 a week, depending on how much you're running. Now, the other thing is you have your what do you call it? Not your financial part of it, your accountant or whatever. They charge on a weekly basis. I mean, you have so much overhead as an owner operator, it's not even funny. That's just to get started. Then once you start running loads, they have up to 90 days to start paying you. So you're gonna want at least enough money on your hip to cover you for the first 90 days, because you may not see any money at all for the first 90 days. It's ridiculous. I'm all set. Hello, little pain in the ass here. Bugaboo. That is Jade. Hi, Peta. Hope to run into you out on the road. Yeah, Kirby, I'm sure we'll run into each other at some point. I'd love to sit and chat over coffee. Absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot to it as far as owner-operator stuff. I mean, you could do lease op, like what Trucker Will does. He leases his truck through Prime. So you lease the truck, and then after so many years, you could buy the truck for X amount of dollars or whatever, and then the truck's yours. And then the other thing you could do is, which a lot of owner-operators do, you'll see owner-operators pulling like Prime trailers or CR England trailers or, company trailers, but they're owner-operator trucks. That means they're running under Prime's authority or CR England's authority. It's a little bit less overhead and headaches for you running under their authority, and you're pretty much guaranteed work. Prime, what are we doing? Dude, that is freaking close. But, so it depends if you want to run under your own authority and run off the load board, or if you want to run under somebody else's authority, their insurance and all that. Talk to you later. Have to get going. Tally ho, Casey. Yeah, I gotta figure stuff out too, cause I need to get some more to eat. I don't know why I'm still freaking hungry. Let's figure out what I got. 2, 3. So I got 2 hours left before I can do anything. Now, I can do what's called an 8-2 split. Because I think I had like 3 hours or something like that on my clock from yesterday, or from earlier today. So instead of me taking a full 10-hour break, I could do an 8-2 split. So I'll go 8 hours, which will actually be up here in 4 minutes, and I should get approximately 3 hours back. We'll find out here in a few. And then I'll run those 3 hours. I'll have to take a 2-hour break and then I'll get the other 8 to complete my 11-hour drive. If you guys want to know more about the 8-2 split, I'll do a video on that as well. A little bit more detailed. But where are you off to next? Pennsylvania. Yep. I got to pick up a load here later tonight. Start making my way to Pennsylvania. I should be there Wednesday or Thursday. Something like that. Depends. Depending on the weather. I'm a little nervous about this drive tonight, though. Just the first 150 miles. And once I get the trailer, it's got, what, 42,000 pounds in the trailer, something like that. So I'm not too concerned about that. But this bobtail 150 miles down to our facility with these road conditions, it ain't going to be pretty. Need more light on you, kind of dark. That better? Sleeper dog. See, the funny thing is like, it's like my truck right now is like completely lit up. So everybody that walks by, they got to look in. So one of these times I'm going to flash my ass at them. There. Look in my truck again. Or I can just take this off. Get the glare. Give me a call. I will be up all night. Yeah, I'll call you. I'm gonna need it. I need somebody to freaking help me stay awake tonight. Coffee, 5-hour energy drink. Something. Yep. But yeah, so again, as far as this GoPro issue and stuff like that, I don't know what to do. My phone sucks. I got the iPhone XR. It works great for live feeds like this. But to put it on the mount facing out and starting a live feed, it's horrible. There's no camera stability at all. The whole thing shakes. It doesn't stay focused. It's supposed to shoot 4K and 60 frames a second. The video quality on that last live feed that I tried it with the phone was horrible. So, I don't know. I got to come up with something. I'm trying. Plus, the other thing is, you guys got to understand, this shit's expensive. I mean, I just dropped, what, $350 on the GoPro? And then I was thinking about doing the Wii Boost. I was trying to look into it earlier, but I couldn't find much on it. But they want $350 for that. And then I was thinking, all right, well, maybe I'll switch phones. Maybe Verizon has a phone that has video stability or whatever. But, I mean, that's going to cost me an arm and a leg if I do that. So, I don't know. I'm working on it. I may just go back to the way that I used to do the videos. Do live feeds like this, but then do my videos like I used to. So, I may do that. We'll see. Because the GoPro will record. That's the other thing. I can record right now. So, like, I go to video and then hit record, and it'll record perfectly fine. Then I take the footage off and edit it and post it. But to go live with it, it's just, right now it ain't working. Now, the other thing that I thought of, fucking Verizon. My bill is due next week. So seeing that I'm on the last week of the cycle, I'm wondering if my signal and everything went down to nothing. Because both my phone and my iPad are acting up. 10 Ring has the Wii Boost. Ever run into him, look him up on Facebook. He will tell you all about it. Awesome. I'll look him up later. Because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody that's got experience with the Wii Boost that can give me some more information. Because I don't mind investing the money. I mean, I've got the super chat here on YouTube. If you guys want to help me support the channel, you know, I got the Cash App. That's also there. But I mean, personally, I mean, I'm not. Nobody's ever donated money to me, so I mean, everything that I've put into it has all come out of my pocket. And I don't mind investing the money into making these videos. I really don't. In fact, to me, making these videos, it's kind of like a hobby of mine. I mean, I enjoy doing it. I love doing it. And so, you know, anything that's worth doing is going to cost you a lot of money. So, again, I don't mind investing the money in it. It's just, I want to make sure that if I'm going to invest $350 that it's going to work, because I'm going to face issues like this. I dropped $350 on this freaking GoPro and I can't even get it to do what it's supposed to do, which is exactly what I wanted to do, but it's not freaking working. And nothing pisses me off more than that. Is it fun being a YouTube and a truck driver? Is it fun? Yeah, I love it. Again, I mean, to me, there's a lot of different reasons why I do these YouTube videos. One, for example, is I've got two smaller kids that, you know, can look back at this, and, you know, when I'm dead and gone or whatever, they can look back at my YouTube channel and it's almost like a digital diary for them. You know, they can see Daddy and where I've been and what I'm doing and whatnot. The other big reason is, like I said before, you know, watching YouTube videos of people doing exactly what I'm doing, you know, years ago, it helped me get where I'm at. You know, it helped me get out here, and I learned a lot off of those videos. And now I got people coming to me telling me that my videos are helping them. I mean, that's huge. So, fun? Yeah, I love it. His name is Craig Daniels on Facebook. All right, Kirby, thank you for that info. I appreciate it. I'll definitely look him up. Is it fun being a truck driver? Yeah, every day it's something different. I mean, I know it may seem to other people that, you know, oh, you're a truck driver, all you do is drive truck. It's the same thing every day. No, the hell it isn't. Absolutely. Jerry, you didn't have to. Jerry, you're the first one that's ever done that. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate that. Jerry Doyle is the first one that's ever donated to the Trucker Al family. I'm going to have to mark that up. Hang on. Jerry, you're the first one. I'm going to have to put a sticker in the truck with your name on it or something. I'll come up with something for that one. But, that's awesome. Thanks, Jerry. Yeah, it's something different every day. I mean, the thing I like about OTR is that I don't know where I'm going from day to day. I mean, I may know, like my next load I'm picking up here in Nebraska, it's going to Pennsylvania. I don't know where the hell I'm going after that. It could be anywhere in the country. It could be north up to Maine, could be south down to Florida, could be all the way across the coast of California. That part I absolutely love. And now you got to, you know, plan it all out. You know, you got a certain amount of time that, you know, you need to have this load there by a certain time. And now you got to figure out, okay, I need to drive this amount of miles this day, this day, this day. What's the weather going to be like? What type of traffic? That's another thing. I just happened to see just before I started this live feed on the 80, I don't know what direction it is, but there's like a 50 or 60 car pileup right in Des Moines, Iowa. Right in Des Moines. That's the same storm that I drove through coming up here into Nebraska. And that storm was heading east. It went right by me, 60-mile-an-hour winds, blowing snow, whiteout conditions. Today was actually the first day that actually scared the shit out of me, because there were times where visibility was zero. And when it finally cleared, my left steer tire was almost in the grass because I couldn't see. the visibility was next to nothing. And, you know, I've got dispatch, you know, up my ass, you know, this load's got to be there, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. It'll get there when it gets there. I mean, I don't talk any differently to them than anybody else. But it got me nervous. But it's just things like that. It's something different every single day. We were there last night. You were where? Nebraska or Des Moines? Come on, man. I'm the only thumbs up. Help a brother out. There's only one thumbs up? Come on, guys. You can do better than that. We got to get the thumbs up and the shares. We got to get them all out there. In Iowa. Yeah. This just happened this afternoon. I guess at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Some major pile up on the 80, which I need to look a little bit more into. I don't know what direction it is and if there's a way around it or if it's even closed. I'm hoping they got most of it cleaned up by now, but if it happens to be in the eastbound lanes, then that's going to affect my driving tonight. Oh, we got 7 thumbs up? All right. Keep them coming. I'm showing 22 people watching. We could all do it at the same time. Just go hit that thumbs up button and then send another one. Hit the share button. It's not hard, people. But no, I appreciate everybody's support. You guys are absolutely amazing. And this is, to me, I'd like to say it's a dream come true. I mean, I have thought about this for so long. You know, one day, you know, my YouTube channel is gonna, you know, I'll be able to go live and you know, help other people out. And you know, and I started my YouTube channel when I first started truck driving. So, I mean, it took me a couple of years to get up here, and it took a lot longer than I expected it to. But, I mean, I didn't know anything about, you know, the YouTube algorithm, and, you know, every day it's a learning curve. You know, you learn something new every day. There's different editing software and how to do things, and, you know, you learn different stuff. It's special to me. It really is. You know, you guys and doing this YouTube stuff. Live load, gotta go. Drive safe. All right, Brandon, thank you for your support. I appreciate it. Yep. So, well, folks, I think I'm gonna go in and grab some food. I'm gonna blow out the truck. That freaking Tyson load, man, that was horrible. Got my truck all covered. I mean, I could feel it on everything. Just the dirt. Gary T. Hey, Al, where you live in New York? I live in Long Island. Western New York. I'm in between Buffalo and Syracuse. Yep. But yeah, that Tyson load killed my truck. It's dirty. Gotta get her cleaned up. Alright, guys, one more cigarette and we're gonna call this a day. But what else we got? I don't know. Like I said, I might. It's kind of hard doing the videos at night because there's really not much for you guys to see. So I was sitting there thinking, you know, this next load that's I got to pick up here in Nebraska going to PA, like, you know what, maybe I'll just record it and then edit it and post that. It's been a while since I've done a quote-unquote vlog. But did you guys ever notice that for some reason, it's like a lot lately, I'm on the night shift. I mean, that load going to California, if I would have stuck with that, I would have continued with the days, but for some reason, I always get stuck on this overnight crap. Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. I mean, I'm bobtailed right now. I don't even have an empty. But I got to go down to Lincoln, Nebraska, and pick up a loaded trailer at our facility that's going out to Pennsylvania. We'll be starting that here in a couple hours. So yeah, I got 3 hours and 5 minutes on the clock right now because I did, like I said, if I decided to do the 8-2 split, I got 3 hours on the clock right now. So by all rights, me being 150 miles away from Lincoln, I could leave right now, go down to Lincoln, grab the trailer, take a 2-hour nap, then go out towards Pennsylvania later on. But the thing with doing an 8-2 split is that makes your day a hell of a lot longer, or night. I'm going to have to use Sierra England or a training company. Any ideas? Well, if Prime is out of the question, and Sierra, well, thinking. The wheels are spinning. Did you ever try Snyder? Did you ever look into them? And I just happened to, I see a Snyder trailer. And I remember that Snyder also does training. Did they take the Cali load from you? Did they take it? No. But what ended up happening with that is they called me and asked me if I would swap the load. Now, I don't have to do anything, and that's the other thing I love about Crete. I don't have to do shit. I could deny the load if I don't want it. But they called me and asked me if I would swap it because they had a high priority load, which turned out to be a crock of shit. So again, that'll be the last time that I ever do favors for anybody. But yeah, I ended up giving it up to take this high priority load and then this other one to Pennsylvania. It benefited me by about 200 miles. So I'll get more miles doing this in the same amount of time that if I would have kept the California load. So it doesn't benefit. I'll make an extra $115 on it or something like that. So Rail is advertising your name. Yeah, they're actually a decent company too, to start with. I have heard, when it comes to rail drivers, that it's very hard to get home. That when you put in for home time, that a lot of times you'll never make it home when you're scheduled to be home. They get you home when they want you to go home. That's the only thing that I've heard about rail. Other than that, they got decent trucks, internationals, freightliners. They're all over the place, but I think rail will tend to keep you east of the Rockies, which is not a bad thing, but if you're looking to go all over the country, I think rail is one of those ones that typically stay east of the Rockies. I worked for rail and they do have their own school and training. Yeah, they do. And they put you up in a really nice freaking hotel. If you go up to the one in Wisconsin, the hotel up there is freaking gorgeous. Looks like Disney. National Carriers treats William good. Haven't heard anything about them. How often do you have to fuel? If not every day, every other day. Because I burn through about half a tank a day. A little bit more. But the other thing is I got a reefer unit. That's like, I need to keep an eye on that. I look back there and fucking see it. I don't even have a freaking trailer. I'm like, see, you get into this, you get into habits. Even when I took I took that reefer load to Florida, and then after I did that load for like the next 3 loads, they were dry vans. I kept looking in the mirror for the reefer because they get the reefer has the light on it, the green light that tells me what the fuck is this guy doing. Oh Lord, here we go, gentlemen. Let's see if I get hit. Oh fuck! It's either gonna be me or Hogan. I got a flatbed driver trying to back into the spot next to me, and oh fuck, he's close. I don't know. I got my dash camera on, so that's another thing to have for you guys coming out here. The very, very, very first thing you want to buy is a dash camera. So I have, it's called HD camera or something like that. It's up in the window, right in the middle of the windshield, facing out. That is running non-stop, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There is an SD card in there that runs on a 10-hour loop. So every 10 hours it will just start recording over what it already had. But in the event something happens, I can stop the recording and I have it recorded. So if I'm out of the truck or sleeping and somebody hits me and I don't realize it, then I have it on camera. That camera has saved my ass twice. Kenworth Rider, good evening. Kalahari or Great Wolf Lodge. I'm waiting for the frame to jiggle. Oh, yeah. He actually got out and looked. Oh, you'll know. You'll know when he hits me, because...
So you can back up a little bit, please?
I could have did that too. Didn't even think of that. So me backing up apparently gives him a little bit more room. I forgot I'm bobtailed, so I can back up. I can back up right out of his fucking way. See, I didn't even mean to throw the fucking cigarette out the window. Alright, he's got it. He's good. Alright, we're good. Alright, that's done. That's done. Yep. Nah, he ain't gonna hit me. He's alright. He's got it. See, this is the other thing that I hate. And I was just telling April this earlier when I was on the phone with her. When I come into truck stops at night and I see bobtails taking up a whole entire spot, that pisses me off in the worst way. It's like there's no other spots, but there's 13 bobtails that are taking up 13 different spots. And, you know, the first thing I did when I came in here is, that's the first thing I do, especially if I'm bobtailing. I'm looking for the bobtail lot. Like if they have specialized parking for just bobtails, because I obviously go there. But, you know, I got you. You know, this particular place doesn't have it, so I ended up taking up a whole spot. And then there's another one next to me, and then actually when I got here, there was 3 bobtails right here. I happen to be the fourth one. But that's why I'm looking to get out of here, give somebody else the parking spot so they can get some rest. Have a good night, Al. Drive safe. Catch you on the next one. Thanks, Juan. Appreciate it. What's your thoughts on working for Ackley family? Yeah, this Kirby, this one doesn't even have it. Usually that's like I said, that's usually the first thing I look for is where all the bobtails are or the smaller spots that I can squeeze into. But Ackley family, Kenward Rider, I don't think I've ever even heard of them. Working for the Ackley family. I've heard of. Why is that name ringing a bell? Oh, here we go. What's this guy want? Why is it? See, I got the lights on now. Everybody wants to come up to me.
You want to split this spot so one of these drivers with a trailer can get a full spot?
I'm leaving in about an hour and a half.
Well, I'll pull in behind you.
You want to pull in behind?
I'll just pull in behind and you pull forward.
That's fine. Communication, people. So it's another bobtailer. Let's see if I can do this without starting the clock. You set my clock off, dude. I'm kicking your ass. Can you pull in behind me? I don't think you can, dude. Oh, yeah, you can. So I'll just move up to the front of the spot. See? That's smart thinking. That was smart. So another bobtailer, instead of taking up a whole spot, he went around behind me. He's gonna pull in literally right behind me because I'm leaving soon. So by the time he's ready to leave, I'll be long gone. And then it'll just be him. So instead of him taking up a whole nother spot, communication, I'm telling you. Yeah, he's good. Good deal. Mister, that's where I knew. I was going to say that too. That's why that name sounded familiar. You want my thoughts on working here at Crete? All I can say is I don't have anything bad to say about them. I freaking love it here. I've said it in every one of my videos. I'm sure I have. I mean, everything's good. Communication, good. Pay, fantastic. Home time, perfect. I tell them I need to go home at a certain time. Bam, they get me there. Miles, as many as I can run. My paychecks have been spot on. I've never had an issue where I had to call up and say, hey, you guys fucked this up. Never had an issue with that. Trucks, they maintain them great. I'm in a 2019 Freightliner. I'm trying to hit important points here. Trucker, not family. Speaking of family, that as far as like communicating with like the office staff here, everybody treats you with the utmost respect. I haven't had an issue with one single person. And even like as stressed as I get out here, you know, on certain things, I call them up and say, hey, listen, you know, this ain't gonna work. This ain't happening. The time frame's not gonna work, or the time frame is too tight. Bam, they change it. The other thing, this is a big one for me. Because I came from CR England, anybody knows that nights and weekends, don't even attempt to get a hold of dispatch on the nights and weekends at CR England. You'll be on the, there was 3 hours and 35 minutes I was on hold just for somebody to pick up the phone and answer it. Here at Crete, I think the longest wait that I've had to date is maybe 5 minutes. And somebody actually answers, even at nights and weekends, somebody's always answering the phone there, and more than happy to help you out. They don't rush you to get off the phone because they're bombarded with calls. They take their time to resolve an issue, or, you know, they're there for you. So it's not, they don't treat you like you're just a number. I actually just said it to somebody yesterday. I feel like I'm the only driver here when I call in and talk to these people, because they'll sit here and shoot the shit with you. You know, they'll crack jokes with you. You know, if you know something needs to be done, they handle it. A fuel issue, they're right on top of it. I called in the other night because one of my fuel stops at the fuel optimizer, that's not perfect, but it was going to take me like 30 miles out of my way in order to get fuel. So I says, listen, you know, I'm at a Love's right now. You know, instead of me going out, stopping, getting back out onto the road, why don't I just fuel up here? He goes, yep, perfect. Opened up my card, I fueled up there, no questions asked. They're amazing here. I absolutely love it. This is home for me. Now, I don't know how long you've been watching my videos, but I've been to a few other places. I've been to, let's see, I was at CR England for a while. I attempted US Express. That was me seeing if the grass was greener on the other side. I ended up back at England because I did very well at CR England. I am one of the successful drivers at England. And then I decided, let's try the next step. Let's try leasing. So I tried to get into Prime. That didn't work out. So I ended up leasing a truck through Trans Am. Now, one of my biggest beliefs is if you're going to try something new, give it a month. And then decide from there. So I gave it a month, and I didn't make shit at Trans Am. The amount of money that was coming out of my checks. Now, showing on paper, I made big bucks. On paper, I made a shit ton of money. But then they turn around and take everything out of you. You know, taxes and road tax and fuel tax and this tax and that tax, and then you got the fuel, and I mean, they took everything under the sun out of me. Well, my last paycheck at Trans Am was $66. That was it for me. So, for me to come here at Crete and be happy here and call this my home is huge. So, they're obviously doing something right if they made Trucker Al happy, because like I said, I may not be a picky person, but there are certain things that I feel should be common sense, because us truck drivers sacrifice our entire world. I mean, again, 27 out of 30 days a month I'm at work. You better be doing something right to make me happy. So, and Crete's doing it. Let's see, the real Firecracker 16 says, I am so sad right now. Husband and I went, picked up, filled out MCSA 5870 form, but the doctor couldn't sign it because even though he tested every day, he didn't test twice every day. Now waiting 3 months. Oh shit. Well, you know, to me it's a scam. It's just a money scam. That's all that shit is. All this medical stuff. I mean, I get that, drivers need to be in somewhat decent shape and, things like that, but it's a money scam. That's all it is. What are some of the things that are stressful about being a truck driver? um, it brings road rage to a whole new level as far as driving in traffic. Everybody wants to be in front of a truck, which, even though it's the most dangerous place you could be, anybody in a car, that's where they want to be. They want to be in front of the truck. So when they cut you off and they slam on their brakes because they were going to miss their exit or something along those lines, that will piss you off. Weather. I had a stressful night last night. Like I said, 60-mile-an-hour winds, blowing snow, whiteout conditions. That gets stressful. Your loads. You may... It's difficult to... Say, for example... Fumbling words here. Say, for example, you start out with a load, like my last one. We'll use that for example. Pennsylvania to California. Figure that's going to take you X amount of days to get there. But in order to get there by that time, you have to drive so many miles per day. So if you plan this out and you have to drive, say, 600 miles per day, but there's a traffic jam, there's construction, there's weather. Well, today I only got 550. Well, now you got to replan the rest of your trip, okay, because now there's 50 miles missing out of that day that you need to add on to another day. So instead of doing 600 miles, now you got to do 615. And pray that works. And then, but I will say this, the one thing that you can do to eliminate stress is communicate. Communicate with your boss. Explain to them, what's going on, if there's any delays. That's the biggest thing you can do is communicate. That will relieve a shit ton of stress. Because they can reschedule a load. That ain't a big deal. Oh my God, there's so many different things that could stress you out here. Lack of sleep. Your family life at home. They're not used to you being away from home. So now, they turn around, call you up, and they need this from you or they need that from you, and you're clear across the country. It's like, well, what the fuck you want me to do? That shit tends to stress you out. Being away from, your kids or family or your normal lifestyle, that shit's stressful. Very stressful. Do you have trouble finding drop-offs? No, not really. I mean, I get, being with the reefer, I do, I'd say I'm about 50-50 if you're talking about dropping hooks. As far as finding empty trailers, if that's what you mean, then this was actually the first time in a while that I've actually dropped off a load at a receiver that didn't have an empty. But to me, it wasn't that big of an issue because, like I said, my next load's preloaded at our terminal, so I don't have to bring in an empty. Is it hard sometimes to see at night? Yeah, especially depending on where you're at. I know, say for example, Arizona and New Mexico. I have never seen darkness before. You go out the I-10, either direction, anywhere in Arizona or New Mexico. I've never seen darkness like that before in my life. You could be in the middle of absolute nowhere. There's no city lights, there's no street lights, there's no nothing. All you got are the headlights on the vehicles. That's it. And then if you don't have a vehicle around you, there's no lights at all. And I mean, there's times where I've actually pulled over and I shut all the lights off, except for the marker lights, and just look up in the sky. I've never seen so many stars before in my life. General driving at night, yeah, sometimes it depends. Like I said, on where you're at, it's definitely hard to see. You can only see as far as the headlights shine. Luckily enough, my truck's got the LEDs, so they light up the road pretty good. But every now and then you get that deer that jumps out in front of you and you just missed it. I never even saw him. No, finding the spots. Let's see. Let me back this up a little bit. Hang on, Jerry. Oh, I know what Jerry's talking about. Yes, I do. But what I typically do, Jerry, is I'll have an address for something, but I bring the satellite view up on my iPad. This way I have an idea of where I'm going and what I need to look for. And in fact, that actually just happened to me today. The one time I was in a hurry and I didn't bother doing that, it messed me all up. I had to turn around or find a place to turn around and all that stuff. And then come to find out that the entrance to a receiver was out on the main road and not on the road that I was addressed to go to. But anytime I'm looking for a place, whether it's a drop yard or a shipper, receiver, anywheres, I even sometimes do it with the truck stops. I always bring up the satellite view on the iPad, and this way I have an idea as to where I need to go in. GPS issues, yes. If you look back a couple of videos, I had GPS issues. I had a Rand McNally, freaking $500-600 unit, and I ended up smashing it. Big Red, what's going on? UFOs, no joke. How's Sam been treating you, Al? Sam is doing good. Sam does what I need Sam to do. She's nothing like that Rand McNally that I had. Sam keeps me on the road. Sam's been doing really good. I'm very happy with Sam. You arrive at the right place every time? Nope. Like I said, that just got jacked up today. But that was my fault because I didn't do what I normally do, bringing up the satellite view of the receiver. So instead, it brought me onto the main road, or the side road, that is actually addressed for the receiver, which was just employee parking. The entrance for the trucks was out on the main road, so I had to go down dead-end road. I had to turn around, come back out, go way around the block, go out to the main road, come back down, and then into the receiver. But, like I said, normally what I'll do is bring it up on the iPad. I bring up the satellite view, and then I pinpoint the entrance. So Sam will get me where I need to go, but once I get within a few miles, I start listening to the iPad, and that brings me right to the entrance. So usually, no, I don't have any issues. But the one time that I didn't do what I normally do, it jacked me up. Is it hard finding parking spots at truck stops? Depends on the day and what time of day. Usually, if you're not in a parking spot by, we'll say, 7 o'clock at night, it could be a struggle. It could be. Sometimes, like this jackass here, there's parking spots available, but this one here decided, well, I'm going to pull in and we'll stop right here. So he just turned a 2-lane entrance into a 1-lane entrance. But, it's one of those owner-operators that has, long-nosed Kenworth. And, it's like he's the only one out here, so. But, I mean, typically, like what I do, if I'm going to shut down, say 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, I know for a fact that I can pull into any truck stop and there isn't going to be any parking. Pilot, Loves, Flying J, TA, doesn't matter. So what I'll do is I'll pull in, I'll sit in one of the aisles, shut my clock off, and then I wait. Give it about 15, 20 minutes because somebody's going to pull out of a parking spot, and then I just go and take it. Just stay under 5 miles an hour, because anything 5 miles an hour up, the ELDs kick on. Yeah. But rest areas, I tend to stay away from them, because those things, they get jam-packed. It gets real tight. You may be able to get in, it's going to be hell getting out. But I mean, it kind of is what it is. I mean, there's always parking. You just got to be able to find it. The biggest, they got an app. It's called Trucker Path. You know, you use that. You know, you could find truck stops that most people don't even know exist. You know, you'll pull into that at, say, midnight. There'll be 30 parking spots wide open because nobody even knew that that place existed. But it's on the app. So, yeah. See, this is what I mean. Your guys' questions are amazing. I absolutely love it. See, and that's why I said hit that share button. Because you may share this video, and maybe somebody who watches your videos or watches your channel, they may, you know, watch this video even though we're running probably 2 hours long now. But, you know, they may watch it and hear one of these questions get answered, and something new to them. So I said, hit that share button, hit that like button. But we are going to call it a night. I'm going to clean up this truck, go in, get something to eat, and get ready to get this night started. And let's see, today's what, Monday? I'll jump back on here again, do the live feed. I'd record the videos, but like I said, the nighttime, I mean, it's kind of pointless. All you're going to see is my headlights. But if anything interesting happens, I mean, I'll be here live. And then from there, I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for your support. Jerry, thank you for that super chat. It's good shit, man. Appreciate it. I'll see you guys soon.